He started out in network marketing in 1972. With over 40 years of experience, he's considered a stalwart in the industry. He has authored 6 books on recruiting, such as Big Al Tells All, Sponsoring Magic, Big Al's How to Create a Recruiting Explosion, Al's Turbo MLM, How to Build Leaders for Fun and Profit. Without keeping you waiting, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage a loud Philippine welcome to Tom Big Al!
So if you still have a job, how many people here would like to get rid of it? Do you find that jobs interfere with the week? Takes up a lot of time? So let's learn quickly today the very first step that you can do to make your business rock to get rid of that job. Are we ready? Yes! So there's 3 things you have to do to make this business work. Now, these are the same 3 things for any business. You already have 2 out of the 3 done already. How many people feel good about that? Yeah, so you already have 2 of the 3. Don't worry about it. So the first thing you have to do is have a good attitude. You don't need a great attitude, but no, a good attitude. You just can't go to somebody and say, well, nobody else wanted to join. What do you think? So you need just an okay attitude. Now, I think everybody here has a pretty good attitude because you joined your business, right? Yeah, so that was done. You don't need any attitude lessons from me. You already have that good enough. Number 2, you gotta be motivated. You gotta talk to somebody, right? I mean, you can have a great attitude and you can levitate, float right up to that person, right? But if you're not going to talk to anybody, if you talk to 0 people, your business is not going to do well. So you have to be motivated to talk to at least 1 person. Now, how many people here think you are motivated already? Yeah, you're here. I mean, you're here on a Tuesday. You're motivated. So you got that one done. Ka-ching. Number 3, the last thing you have to do is have the skills to pull it off. You have to have the skills to be successful in this business. You need skills if you're a doctor, right? You just can't say, oh, I have a good attitude, where should I cut? Or who gets the anesthesia first? I don't know. So the 3rd thing we need is the skills to make it happen. Now, of the 3 things, attitude, motivation, and skills, which one do you think we are missing when we get started? Skills. The only thing you and I are missing today is the skills to make this business work. So if you wanted to be successful, all you would have to do is start learning some basic skills on how to talk to people in a special way. How many people here feel relieved? Because we don't have these skills when we start. Our parents don't teach us network marketing skills. Do the schools here in Manila teach network marketing skills? Previous job? No. So when you and I get started, we're just highly motivated idiots. And we say the wrong stuff, and people don't join. So it's not talking to people, it's talking to people in a special way, which we're going to start learning to do today, so we can make our business rock. Let me give you an example, because attitude is important, but we have enough. Motivation is important, we have enough. But people say, oh, I want to read one more motivational book. I need to jump higher at the convention. That's not going to make a difference until we have the skills. If you are missing the skills to do this business, oh, it's going to be ugly. Let me give you an example. As you look at me, you say, well, Big Al, he's quite an athlete. He looks in shape, rounds in shape. So I'm going to be a boxer. So I'm going to have a pretty good attitude. Yeah, I'm going to be, every morning I'm going to wake up, I am one with boxing. I'm going to chant affirmations, be positive. And number two, I'm motivated. Oh yeah, I'm going to win the prize. I'm going to make a lot of money, get a swimming pool. But how many skills do I have? 0. So I get in the ring with Manny Pacquiao. But I'm not worried. I got a good attitude. I'm motivated. What's going to happen to me? I'm flat. I don't care how good my attitude is, Manny Pacquiao is going to flatten me like a rug. And that's what happens when you and I go out and talk to people. We have a good attitude, we're motivated, but boy, they are pro at making you feel bad. You come up and say, hey, boy, do I got a wonderful opportunity for you. And they say, we've heard this 100 times before. And I just got started with this exciting venture. Have you been there? So we need the skills of how to talk to these people. You can't do it with just attitude and motivation. And if you think you can just think better, no, you can't. Let me give you another example. How many people here can pick up your right foot about 2 centimeters off the ground? Could you do that? And make it go in a clockwise motion, small circle. Can you do that? The other right foot, yeah. All right. How many people are able to do that? All right. Let's try test number 2. How many people here can make a number 6 in the air with your right hand? Can you do that? Yeah, it's not hard, is it? Now, number 3. I'm going to ask you to put your foot in a clockwise motion. All right? Now I'm going to ask you to put the foot in a, y'all have a clockwise motion, right? Now make your foot go in the counterclockwise motion. You know the counterclockwise? Now make the number 6.
Very hard.
Why are you laughing? All right, listen. Counterclockwise. Clockwise motion. Can you do that? It's a little difficult. And you say, well, what if you have a good attitude? It's not going to make a difference, is it? What if you have a motivation? Not going to make. We have to learn the skills of making that happen. So if you're sitting here today, what is the one thing that you need to do to change your life in this business? Learn some skills. Exactly how to talk to people in a special way. Are we ready? Yes. So let's talk realistically. You and I come up to a person, and what are they thinking? Oh, my antioxidant levels are too low. I wonder if your compensation plan pays 3% on level 4. I don't think that's what they're thinking. When you show up to people, what are they thinking? Sales. Hide your wallet. Hide your purse. Run, save yourself. So if that's what they're thinking, we got to be pro about this. We got to do something now with some skills. Now, when they think you're a salesman, are they going to believe you? No. If you say the wrong things, they're not going to believe you. And you can have the world's greatest opportunity, the world's greatest product, but they're not going to believe you. So let me give you an example. When you sit down with somebody, how long will it take them to decide if they're going to trust you or not? How long does it take you to decide if you're going to trust somebody or not?
3 seconds.
5 seconds, 10 seconds, it's all over. And until you start being a professional and manage those first 5 or 10 seconds, it's going to be over. So what are you going to do to make them trust you in the first 5 or 10 seconds? Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll just be a victim. We'll just go home, oh, I tried, you didn't believe me. Instead, as professionals, let's get to work on how to get that job done. So when you sit down with somebody, they're looking at you, they don't know how they trust you or not. People who trust you don't know how they make up their mind. So let me give you an example of how quick it takes for somebody to trust you. What if I come up to you and I say, trust me, I'm an American. Just like that, you make the decision, I don't think so. He's not from around here. Or what if I said this to you? I have brand new cars out in the parking lot, half price. Who's going to give me cash? Now wait, half price cars is a pretty good deal, isn't it? But you don't trust me, you think, uh-oh, something wrong with those cars. He's from America, not from around here, too good to be true, there's got to be a catch, or probably stolen, something's wrong with them. And because you don't trust me, you won't take advantage of half-price automobiles. But half-price automobile is a really good deal, isn't it? Which means if people don't trust you, you can sell your product for 1 peso and they wouldn't buy it. You could offer them a chance to quit their job, to have the life of their dreams, make all the money they want, travel the world, and they're going to say, no, I'll keep my job. Because unless they trust you, they're not going to believe the cool things you say about your business. So we got to get them to trust us first. Are we all on the same page? As professionals, before we say anything about our business, we got to get them to trust us. Now, how do people trust people? I don't know, I just gotta trust them. They seem okay. Oh, that's not very good, is it? Let me show you what happens. The people you talk to do not know how they trust somebody. But what if you did? What if you as a professional knew exactly how they decided to trust you or not? Would that give you an advantage? So think about it. We know how they trust people, they don't. We could get almost 100% of the people to trust us so they would open up their mind and believe the good things we say. How cool would that be? So here's the first way that they don't know. The human brain says, if I'm looking at you, I can trust you if you're more like me than not like me. I trust people who are more like me, who see the world the same way. I trust people who are more like me, who believe the same things. We tend to like people who are like us. And that means we tend to like people of the same religion, the same political party, from the same city, who likes the same brand of beer, who likes the same hobbies, who likes the same things. We like people more like us than not like us. Let me give you an example. You go to China, 1 billion Chinese people around you, and you meet somebody from the Philippines. Instant trust. Because they're from the Philippines, they're more like you than everybody else around you. You say, where are you from? I'm from Manila. Where are you from? I'm from Davao. We're neighbors. So people tend to trust people who are more like them than not like them. So the first thing you and I are going to do as professionals is tell them that we see the world the same way. Because that decision to trust you is instant. Now, do you have political parties here in the Philippines? So let's say you're a member of one party and that party member speaks. You go, yeah. We see the world the same way, yeah. But if you're not a member of that party, from the moment that leader moves their lips, you're going to say, liar, pants on fire, that's not true. The decision is so quick to trust you or not, and if they don't trust you, the rest of your presentation is wasted. So how are we as professionals, so people are going to be leaders, people are going to be rich, how are we going to get them to trust us? We're going to signal to that part of the brain that they and us think the same. And how we're going to do it is just tell them one fact that they believe and we believe. But we tell them one fact that they believe and we believe, they say, oh, yeah, I see that. So let me give you an example. I like to say, you know, having a job just takes up so much time. I go, yeah, you're right. You and I think the same. And I said, and we all would like to fire the boss. Oh, you're a mind reader. And 2 paychecks are better than 1. Unbelievable. And we all need more time with our family. How do you do that? And community work takes up so much time. You have superpowers. You and I are the same. With just simple statements that they believe to start off with, they're going to believe us. How many people here would like to learn how to become a professional mind reader? Yeah, okay, so we're going to practice it right now. And what we're going to do is you're going to pick a partner and you're going to read their mind. Now I'll show you how to do it with almost 100% accuracy. And by the way, if you can read somebody's mind, they say, oh, you have superpowers, I have to join you. So all you're going to do is tell them something that they already believe. So do y'all have a partner? Pick somebody sitting next to you, because here's what I'm going to ask you to do. You're going to practice mind reading. You're going to put your hand on their forehead, like this. Now, I'll do a couple, and then it's your turn. Are you ready? You're going to say something like, you're probably sitting in a large convention center. And you're probably thinking, I hope you washed your hand. And you're probably thinking, we've been sitting a long time in our butts. And you're probably, can you do this? Put your hand on your partner's forehead and read their mind. Just tell them stuff they believe already. Let's begin. Okay, was that easy? Our first step in professionally talking to people is to read their mind. I did not know this. When I got started, I made a mistake. I did not talk to them that we are the same. I told them how we are different. And I went to people and I said, you have a stupid job and I got this great business. Oh, you're not like us. You're a business owner. We're job people. No. And it was over. The first thing we have to do is tell them something they believe and open up their mind so they listen. So if you go to people and say, I got this great business opportunity, it's going to be awesome. Oh, I don't know about this. And I just, and the food you're eating is killing you and you're stupid for eating that stuff. Oh, I don't know about this. That's not the way to start. The way to start is in agreement with people. So let me give you some statements that you can say to start things off. So let's do a few opportunity ones first. You might say, 2 paychecks are better than 1. What are they going to say? Yeah. You and I think the same. Or, we all would like to fire the boss. Or, waking up early to go to work is so hard to leave the family. Oh, yeah. You and I are. Or a 5-day weekend is better than a 2-day weekend. Oh, yeah, you're right about that. Or we all would like to have more holidays. Oh, yeah. It would be great to work 3 weeks, but get paid for 4 weeks. It'd be great to take a 1-week holiday every month. Or it would be great to take a 6-month holiday twice a year. Or we would all love to buy a condo for our mother-in-law far, far away. If you're talking to somebody who's age 60, you might say, we all need more money for retirement. Oh, yeah. But that's not going to work for somebody 18. At 18, you're going to say, we don't want to work 40 years like our parents. Can you use it for product? Let's say you sold some nutrition. You can say, dying early is really inconvenient. Or if you sold a diet program, you're talking to me, you'd say to me, you know, losing weight is so hard. Oh, yeah, and I'm big on it. And, you know, we don't have time to exercise. And it's hard to lose weight when you're always hungry. Or if you sold an energy drink, you'd say, we all want more energy than our grandchildren. Or skincare. It would be great to make our skin look younger while we sleep. Or we could also say it in the negative. We hate wrinkling a little bit more every night. Or it'd be great to keep wrinkles away an extra 15 years. It's very easy to talk to people once they're on your side of the table. So the first thing we have to do is get them on our side of the table. So you all ready? I'm going to ask you to turn to your partner. You're going to do a little mind reading here again. You're going to start off your conversation not by saying, we've got this great company. No. We're going to start off by telling a fact that they already believe. So you're all ready? Turn to your partner and tell them something cool they already believe.
Nararamdaman ko meron kang susugal. Mahaba ang buhok mo. Nararamdaman ko na breakthrough ka na. Kamampangan ka. Breakthrough na ako. Nararamdaman ko ako. Nararamdaman ko may abs ka, Brad. Uy! Hindi, nagbabanta akong bigas. May HB na. Tayo. Ready kayo. Ikaw na susunod. Gagano ka. Nasusunod. Pipilis me no pag nakita ko. Dito na lang. Magano.
Okay, was that easy?
No.
Now, we should probably call this the Dr. Ed technique. How many people here have ever heard Dr. Ed speak? When Dr. Ed speaks, he says things like, us Filipinos are natural networkers. And they all go, Now, I can't say that because a lot of people don't think I'm from the Philippines. But if you listen to Dr. Ed speak, he talks to people where they are. He talks about what they have in common. And that's the way to talk to people so the message is heard. How many people here would like to be a great speaker like Dr. Ed? Listen to how he does it. He's very good at getting people to hear the message. We all have a good message.
Gusto ko si Sir Yu.
The problem is they haven't been hearing it because they have all that other garbage in their mind. Are you a salesman? Too good to be true. But we're going to be professional. We're going to control the
Nag-asa akong
mind.
question.
So how many people here would like to learn how to completely control another person's mind? Now, if you're feeling bad, don't feel bad. They're not using their mind, and we can do a better job. All right? So what we're going to do next is tell them another fact. We're going to tell them two things, and they'll be in a deep hypnotic trance. If you tell people two things they believe, here's what's going to happen. Their mind is lazy. They're going to say, well, the first thing was true. The second thing was true. This person speaks the truth. Whatever they say from now on is true. Let me focus on something else I need to take care of. So if you tell them two good things that are true, now they will start listening to your great presentation. Does that make sense for everybody? Yes. So let's tell people two things that are true. Here's what I like to say. I say, you know, the economy has a big problem, and we're probably not going to get pay raises next year. And I say, yeah, you're right. The economy's in the toilet. It's really terrible. We're not going to get pay raises next year. Just like that, they say, whatever you tell me from now on is probably going to be true. Would you like people to believe your good message?
Yeah.
So, two facts. So you might say to somebody who's fat, you might say, "Look, you know, we just don't have time to exercise, and it's so hard to diet. This Filipino food is so good." Just like that. They say, you and I are the same. What's interesting is you don't have to prove anything. If you tell people two facts in a row, they will believe it with no question. Let me give you an example. I say to people all the time, the economy's on the toilet, and we're not going to get pay raises next year. And they go, oh, yeah. They never ask me, did you take a survey? How deep in the toilet? Did somebody stick their hand down and measure? No, so I'm going to ask you to turn to your partner. You're going to tell them just two facts, like, you know, they just don't pay us enough, and an extra paycheck sure would be good. Oh, yes, tell me anything. Or you could say, we all need more time with our family, and having a 5-day weekend would be even better. Or you could say, balut is so tasty, but you know, it does put on a little bit of weight. Or you could, how many people here can think of two things that are true that you could tell your partner so they say, yes, I believe you. You think of two things? Turn to your partner right now and tell them two things to make them believe you. Let's begin.
Yes! Familiar ka. Nakita mo naman yung yung bago. Kaya nakita mo yung pinaka. Yung pinaka
All right.
Nasa
Let's move on.
Susuratan na lang kaya.
Step 3.
Presenta na, pingin.
Step 3 is pretty interesting. Our whole job is, our business is good, our products is good. That's not the problem. The problem is they don't believe us. If we put all of our effort in those first 10 seconds so they believe us, we're going to make enough money to quit our jobs.
Pinasimple niya lang.
So here's step 3.
Pero hindi siya gagana sa
This is
mga
almost
mababa ang frame.
overkill
Hindi niya tinuro.
on how to get people to believe you.
Kasi dapat
And
po ang
that's to take a
attention
little
niya.
baby,
Tapos of course,
2
wag
months
may
old.
frame.
Can't talk yet. It looks up at a big human. How does it know which human to trust? What does the human do so the baby trusts it?
Kaya pag nagmamang beses naman. Ano naman yung condition na?
And it's hardwired in the brain that little babies from about 7 weeks on, when they see somebody smile, many times they smile back. trust. So a smile builds trust. Now, I'm not going to say if you smile, they're going to believe you just right away, but I will say this. If you don't smile, keep your job. If you go on there all serious, you're going to be dead. So if you want people to trust you, you have to smile. And it's a program in the human mind that says if anybody smiles, they can be trusted. What a stupid program. But it works. So if you have that natural smile, people trust you. You've probably seen this. You've probably seen one of the ladies have this $1 million smile. And just like that, people trust them. Just like that. Now, what we're going to do is learn how to smile. How many people here know how to smile? Oh, you need work. Okay, so let me show you how to smile. It's 13 muscles on this side, 13 muscles on this side. Show a little bit of teeth, and pretend to be sincere. Now, everybody make a smile.
LR na ito.
When you smile, something happens inside the person. They feel something. They don't know what's happening. Something happens. I want you to feel this. We're going to do a little experiment so you can feel how cool it is when somebody smiles and something happens inside. You may not be able to explain it. We don't have time today, but it clicks in there that this is somebody who can be trusted. So here's the experiment we're going to do. So you feel what happens. I'm going to ask everybody here to make the biggest, broadest Cheshire cat smile you can, as big as you can. Really big. Bigger. Silly grin. Bigger. Bigger, really big. As big as you can, make your face hurt. And then turn to your partner and look him in the face.
Na-paralyzed to eh. May stroke. Ganun mag-smile si Borgie. Si Borgie.
Alright, how'd that go? I need some of you need some work. Alright. Here's what we're going to do. This is almost overkill. When you do this, they have no chance. We're going to tell them a fact. We're going to tell them another fact. And then we're going to smile. And they have no chance. They have to trust you. So would you like to see how that works?
Yeah.
In a moment, I'm going to ask you to turn to your partner. You're going to give a fact.
Pero nakikita ko.
Another fact, and then you're going to smile. I will do it first so you see how it looks. Are you ready? All right, I'm going to do fact, fact, smile, and then when I'm done, it's your turn to turn to your partner and do fact, fact, smile. Are we ready? All right, so here's one. And no, the economy's in the toilet. We're not going to get pay raises next year. All right, now it's your turn. Give it a try.
Bata pa nun ah. Isa atin sila nun. Evil smile yun eh. Hirap ng diet no? Dami pagkain. Sorry. Kaya sa ina. Sarap kumain no? Gwapo ng mga lalaki no Brad. Sarap hawakan. May sinasaksis eh. Pero yung sarap ng sir pag naiinitan. Sarap ng hawak ng mga lalaki. Lalo na yung payat. Hindi kaya. Sarap ang pahilot no?
Alright, are we doing good? Now you and I are just talking about the first
making sense?
But we have to be good at the beginning or else we're dead.
Pahilot.
Now, we're not going to get very far today, but I want to encourage you to learn how to talk to people in the right way. Because if you talk to people in the right way, you don't need to talk to very many people. You don't need very many people to answer you on Facebook. Just like that, they're going to want to be on your team. So let's do step number 4. Step number 4 is where you can say some special words. Now these special words will kind of lead you into your product or your opportunity.
Lalo na pag nakaka-anchor
Now
pa
let
yung
me give
smile
you
mo.
some examples of special words that you and I need to start learning. Would you agree that if you say the correct words, it's going to make a difference?
Kaya pala si Jollibee na
If you say the wrong words, you're dead. And people say those words make that much difference. Well, yeah, they do. Let me give you an example. Let's say I'm on a date with a lady, and I'm going to describe this event two different ways, just by changing the words, and see if there's a difference in the result. So I'm on a date with a lady, and I look in her eyes, and I say, "Look in your eyes, time stands still." Or I could say, "Your face would stop a clock." Is there a difference? I describe the same thing, but in one case I win, the other case I lose. So when you sit down with people, you might say, "Let me tell you about my wonderful opportunity." You will lose. "We got this great business." You will lose. "I just got involved with." Oh, you're going to lose. "Would you be interested in?" Oh, you've already lost. Until you learn trained words, you're going to say stuff that talks people out of it. And I don't care how many people answer you on Facebook or how many relatives you have, you're going to be dead. So we have to start learning trained words to make money. If you learn trained words, then you can leave your job very, very quickly. And if you don't learn trained words, then, well, it's going to be a long career working for somebody else. So, should we start with some trained words?
Yes.
The first set of words I'd like you to write down, it's well, W-E-L-L, you know how. And you're just going to say, "Well, you know how." Now, you say this a lot. You're at the coffee machine at work and you say, "Well, you know how this coffee is really terrible? And well, you know how bad the traffic was coming to work today? And well, you know how they don't pay us enough? And well, you know how this job is really boring? And well, you know how we need more time with our family? And well, you know how we don't like..." You all say that a lot? Yeah. When you say, "Well, you know how," here's what happens in the back of the other person's mind. They go, "Yeah. I mean, if I already know how, it must be true, because what I know is true." So when you say, "Well, you know how," the back of their mind says, "Well, if I know how, it must be true." So if you put "well, you know how" in front of something you're going to say, they're probably going to believe you. So let's try this. "Well, you know how things are so expensive in the Philippines now?" What are they going to go? "Yeah." And well, you know how it's just so hard to get by on one paycheck? Oh, yeah. And well, you know how bad the traffic is going to work every day? Yeah. And well, you know how just easy, and people will go on with what you say. Because unless they believe you, you're dead. Now, I wanted you to do a little experiment. I'm going to ask you here in a moment to turn to your partner. You're going to look your partner in the eyes, and you're only going to say 4 words. You're going to say, "Well, you know how," and I want you to feel inside how easy that is to say, how rejection-free. Could you say that and feel comfortable? Right, so just turn to your partner right now, look in the eye and say, "Well, you know how."
Alam mo naman yung may iba, di ba? Lakas kumain. Mas ka-close mo pa.
All right, how'd that go? Is that easy?
Alam mo naman na ano, maraming tao ngayon. Alam mo na yung tingnan mo yung isa natin kasama, parang batik.
Well, you know how, alam mo naman kung magkano ang galing si Sir Yuri.
Ay, alam mo naman. Hindi agreement yung camera.
How many people here notice that when you said, "Well, you know how," your partner began nodding yes in control? There's a program in the mind that says if anybody ever says, "Well, you know how," start uncontrollably agree with whatever they say next, even though you don't even know what it's going to be. Number 4, how many people here notice that your partner was smiling? Because the program in the back of their head says, well, you know how. It's uncontrollably agree with whatever they say next, even though you don't know what's going to be. And they're on your side. Which means they will finally hear your message and believe it. So I'm going to ask you to say, what can I say to my partner by saying, well, let's try this. Well, you know how we all need more money? And well, you know how we all like to see our great-grandchildren get married? And well, you know how dying early is really inconvenient? And well, you know how if you don't take care of your body, then you won't have any place to live? And well, you know how hard it is to get by with just a small paycheck? And well, you know how we all like to travel? And well, how many people here think you can do this? So I'm going to ask you to turn to your partner right now, and you're going to try some, well, you know how statements, and read their mind. Well, you know how these chairs really hurt our back. And well, you know how this speaker is really fat. And well, you know how. Just pick a few things. Are you ready? Turn to your partner and try some, well, you know how.
Well, alam mo naman. Napakagwapo ko. Well, alam mo naman. Pwede tayo. Nagsasama ko, kaya saan sa hotel. Alam mo naman. Alam mo naman kung gano'n sarap paliguan. Well, alam mo naman, Pao. May kasama kita. Sa bahay. Hindi ko pa alam. Ay, sorry. Magandang picture. Picture yan?
Oo, picture to. Oo. Si Pao kita, si Ron hindi.
Alam mo naman picture yun.
Alam mo naman na pinupunan mo kami, di ba?
Alam mo naman.
Alam mo
Napakagwapo oh.
Laki ng mukha mo, Ron. Alam mo naman eh. Alam mo naman na
Laki.
di ba?
Okay, was that easy?
Yes.
Alam mo naman na gusto ko tayo.
Alam mo naman.
During lunch, I go around and different people and say,
Tatatuloy si Magal.
well, you know how to get a lot better body is so you can stay slim.
Ginagamit sa babae yun.
Or you can say, you know how most people in the Philippines survive? Well, you know how maybe I can go buy this one here.
Alam naman na hindi friends na po.
Say, well,
Alam mo naman.
would you like to when you talk to people, the very first minute or 2 minutes, everything is done.
Yes.
Everything is done in the first minute or two before you get to your presentation. We need to master this if we're going to make a living very, very quickly. So how many people here, as leaders, are going to go home and start teaching the actual skills to your downline what to do?
Yeah.
Because you can tell them to be motivated all day long, but at some point they have to talk to people in the correct way. If you can teach your downline the basic skills of how to talk to people, ka-ching. And well, you know how we all want more money. And well, you know how we want much better for all parties. So let me give you another set of words that you can use to kind of start your business. Because of the 25 basic skills, how you start is skill number 1 that we better start learning, right? We can learn the other skills at our convenience. I hope you learn the skills because that's the only thing holding us back. Because how many people here know exactly where you want to be in the business? You know where you want to be? I want this house, this car, this size bonus check. We all know where we want to be. He says right over here. But we're here. Now ask yourself this question. I want to be over there, but I'm here. Why? And the answer is, the only reason we're not over there is there's a whole bunch of stuff we don't know, a whole bunch of skills we haven't learned yet between us and where we want to be. Because if we knew those skills, we'd be there. So So how many people here are going to start learning the skills from where you are right now to where you want to be? Are we ready to do that?
Yes!
Teach it to your downline?
Yes!
So you're going to start when you go home by teaching them to get people to believe them first. That's your very first baby step. So here's a set of words that you can use very quickly. I am just curious. 4 words. And when you say, I am just curious, interesting thing happens. Inside the other person's head, they say, I have to open up my heart and tell you
Papasalamat pala ako mamaya kay Bigal. Dati, nirecommend dito kay Bigal. Dito Ed, nirecommend. Ang isa sa mga natutunan ko, sabi ni Bigal,
I'll do
kapag hindi
anything
ka
to
nakalala
help
ng
you.
mga downlines,
No
may maganda
pretense.
kong duplicated.
4 words does a
Which
lot.
is nangyari naman.
Pag hindi ka kilala.
Let me show you how this works. I go up the hallway and I meet
Pero
the
nag-move
security
pa rin
guard.
tumigil.
They don't know the security guard. We have nothing in common. My Tagalog, that's good. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to say, I'm just curious. Is it hard being on your feet a lot? We're in conversation. Or I'm just curious. Can you pick your own hours in this job? I'm just curious. Do you ever have to work weekends? I'm just curious. Would you like to have more money? I'm just curious. Would you ever like to have your own business? I'm just curious. Would you like to have more time with your family?
Curious lang ako.
I'm just, how easy was that to start a conversation with a total stranger? By saying, I am just curious. They will open up their heart, tell you anything you want. So I'm going to ask you to turn to your partner and try it, I am just curious, just to see how it feels. But please do not ask your partner this. Please do not say, I'm just curious what you did last night. I'll tell you something. Right? So turn to your partner and try it, I'm just curious.
I'm just curious what did you do last night? I'm just curious.
Kailangan may mas talaga to.
How do you think about it? What did Coach do to you? How do you use masculine? Curious lang ako, bro. Ang ginagawa mo pag umiilar ka. Curious lang ako. Ano ba yung mga moves ni Sir Yuri? Curious ka.
Kailangan siya may himas lagi.
Physical touch yan eh. Curious lang ako, paano kaya nag-LR si Sir Yuri? Subsub sa imo ga ulo. Wala. Wala kang lalagyan dito. Taling ka bulik. Bulus. Bulus ang laps.
May camera.
Parang wala na. Tagalog to. Ay na nga lang. Ay, umiikot to. Si Aldrin, si Aldrin.
Nung nasusunod.
Curious na ako, ano nangyari kagabi?
All right, was that easy? So whenever
Curious lang ako. Di ba wala kang ticket?
just
Curious lang ako, maging yung idea.
just even the coldest, darkest, meanest person will be right to you.
Loop,
This is perfect for us.
Nakakuha 7 minutes to. 7 minutes to. May ano kay Aaron. May 5 pa.
That's great. Normally they don't raise their hands.
Curious ka ba? Ano naman ang
So did we learn a few things to get us started today? Now, you are the leaders. It's up to you to teach your downline the skills to make it happen. So could you do me a couple things? Number 1, all this stuff works better when you use it. Are we going to use it when we leave here?
Yes.
During lunch, you're going to say, I'm just curious. Right? You're going to say, well, you know how, I'll tell them a couple facts. Number 2, for all the people here, we made up a sheet of paper with 5 of our best tools that you can use that are free. How to get our next book free, how to get a special thing for making Facebook, things for your Facebook page free.
I'm just
We put on a
curious.
piece of paper, if you
Dami ng
can go
download.
back to the exhibition hall, stop by
Okay,
and pick up that piece of paper with these 5 resources on it, so you can start making your business raw. Everybody okay with that? Yes. So you can start learning and
Masarap ang quad sa
stop there. There's probably a couple CDs left there. You can pick those up. But how many people were here yesterday when Dr. Steve talked? All right. the exhibition hall was closed back then. I know a lot of you wanted to pick up his thumb drive to learn some of his skills. During lunch, stop by and pick up his thumb drive, pick up that sheet of paper, learn some cool stuff. You got to take skills back from here to teach you down
Vlog
home.
na yung mga tao.
They don't know this. They didn't learn this in school. And if you don't teach them, they will never, ever know. So as leaders, you have to take responsibility to learn the basic skills. You got to learn the resources that you give these people because they have no chance because it's totally up to you. So can we all remember the Dr. Ed technique of starting off with a fact that everybody agrees with?
Facts.
Going to tell them 2 facts from deep hypnotic trance. We're going to smile. We're going to use, well, you know how? We're going to use I am just curious. We're going to rock and roll. We're going to make this work. So use it when you leave here. Pick up that sheet of paper. Stop by Dr. Nasty. And with that, thank you very much for this morning.
Wow! Woo! Make some noise!
Yeah!
Make some noise! You know, I was listening. We were all listening, of course, right? I was like listening to 2 speakers at the same time. The way you handled your voice, like you were talking here, he was answering here, there was another guy talking here. Wow. World class, di ba? So, nako, ang daming tanong siguro nyo, but we only have 2 questions only from the audience. So let's begin. Where? Show me some hands, please. Okay. Saan yun? Ayun, okay. 1 question from this side and then another question from that side over there. Okay.
Hi, good morning, sir. First of all, I would like to thank you for teaching us the basic skills on how to really approach people properly. We have the right attitude, we are really motivated, but we don't have the right skills to approach people right. So, what about a big hand for our speaker for today? Right, so this time I know how to approach people whenever they say, I'm too busy. Right, because I probably will just tell them, I'm just curious if you still have time for your family to band with them.
How many people here ever got an objection? So if you get an objection, I'm too busy, I don't have any money.
Yes.
Well, remember that they have to be in agreement with you.
Yes.
So the first thing you have to do is totally agree with their objection. I'm going to give you 2 words. Please write them down. These are the only 2 words you need to know. Of course.
Of course.
So let me show you how that works. I don't have any time. And you think, well, of course you don't have any time. That's why I'm talking to you, so you can do this business and have some time in your life. Well, of course you don't have any money. That's why I'm talking to you now. Well, of course you don't know anybody. That's why I'm talking to you now, so you can get started and learn our training how to know lots of people. So let's start off with saying, of course. Excellent question.
A follow-up question, sir. Actually, we've attended so many seminars already, but there are some conflicts in the seminars that we're hearing, the training that we're hearing. Some people say that we have to qualify people. Okay, but others say that we have to just talk to anybody. So which is which?
Okay. Do you qualify people before you talk? Let me give you maybe a little bit bigger step down the way. What if you could close people before you even qualify them? Yes. All right. So the skill that we don't have time today is you're going to learn how to close your prospects before they even know what it is. Now, before you get all crazy about this, let me just give you a quick example. You invite somebody to the opportunity meeting and they do not show up. Have they made a decision? Yeah, they made a decision. No, before they even see the presentation. Is that true?
May interview na.
The decision happens before the presentation. This is what they learn when they learn the skills. Let me give you another example. How many people here have ever watched a video on YouTube? And made the final decision in 5 seconds if you want to watch that video or not. And you made that before the presentation. Ladies, how many ladies here have ever been to a shoe store? Did you need 1,000 presentations to make up your mind on those shoes? No. Just like that, you made a decision. And the point is, you're going to learn to close people before you even qualify them, so you don't even have to worry about that equation at all. So as you learn the skills in this business, you'll understand what to talk people, close people instantly before they even know what it is. And this is where you're going to start making your big money. So next question, because I know we have very limited time. Yes?
Hello. Hi, Dad.
Nice one.
I have a very simple question for you, Dad. You're my dad. With regards to prospecting and inviting, would you consider, I'm just curious, would you consider adopting me?
Would I consider what?
Adopting me. And coaching me, yeah.
This is unfair. He's using these words against me.
You know what he would say? We were expecting you would say, of course. You know? Oh, man.
But wouldn't it be easy for people to agree with you if you knew how to start it?
Of course. Pauso natin yan, ha? 1, 2, 3. Of course. Not of course, not the double F course. Of course. So any more questions? One last question. Of course. Yeah? Any last words? Wow, man.
Well, to the people here, I know you have a great attitude. I know you have super motivation. When I got started, I had none of the skills. The only thing that changed in my life was I learned a little bit more skill. And I want to encourage everybody here, you have an obligation to your downline. When they start, they don't know anything, and you don't want to just send them out as human target practice. You want to send them out there successful right away, so they keep that attitude and motivation. You have that So make sure, pick up that resource sheet and start learning some cool things to attract more people. But now when you attract them, guess what? You're going to say better. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good to have you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.